Wow, they got me. That's crazy. I got sniped. They put me to bed. That's crazy. That's wild. Wow, they sniped me, guys. I didn't even realize what was happening. I got sniped. I got sniped. That's what happened. I got sniped. I don't know. The only way it happens that quickly, is if someone reports it or somebody sees me doing this stream and then immediately goes after it. But that's crazy. I got sniped so quickly. Wow, that's new. That's new. The weird part is I never knew it could happen on that because that actually hasn't happened before. I've used videos and stuff before on a live stream and they haven't sniped me. So I didn't actually know they would actually let this happen. But it's crazy that it actually happened. Oh my god, I got sniped. Guys, I got sniped. It's crazy, man. They just shut me down and said nope. That's wild. Oh my god, I got sniped, guys. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. I got sniped, everybody. I got sniped. They caught me from the top of the roof, man. Someone called YouTube headquarters and said, nope. Somebody trying to expose some things here. And they said, nope, not today. That's crazy. Okay. This is about to become very complicated because I wasn't expecting to get sniped there. But to be fair, they always do nonsense like this. But yeah, I got sniped. They sniped me. Oh my god. They sniped me. Wow. Okay, so anybody that was here that saw that, for those that ask, why can't I ever show the game? You just saw in real life exactly why. Yeah, people, that's the thing. People react to the highlights all the time. So I thought it was okay. Dude, you got plenty of videos on YouTube to people directly reacting to the entirety of the highlights, and they let it okay. So I thought we were cool. I thought we were cool on that one. I'm like, okay, as long as I don't show the game live, they won't snipe me. They won't snipe me. They won't take me down. If I'm not showing live footage, they won't take me down. But apparently, I can't show highlights in a stream. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Was it all 22? No, it wasn't all 22. I wasn't using all 22. I was just using the highlights. But the thing is, people make reaction videos to the highlights of NFL games, and their videos don't get taken down. So I thought as long as you didn't use live footage, I thought it was okay. Nah, at this point, they're watching. At this point, they're watching. Because I just shut that one off and immediately turned a new stream. At this point, I know they're watching. So we're going to have to try to switch it up. And it's going to be interesting in terms of how we're going to do it. I can't exactly show the footage at this point now. Because even if I tried to mirror the stream, even if I tried that, still, any level of aspect that showcases it, they're going to take me down. So now, if I play the audio, they're going to take me down too. So I can't play the audio. I've tried that. Even if I pulled it up on the Gamecast, I think at this point, any level of footage that I show at this point, they're gonna take me down. So at this point, I can't play the audio. I can't show the video. So at this point, I'm gonna have to watch it here directly. But I'll be discussing the plays with you guys in this because that's the best I could do at this point. They're already watching. They're already watching and they've sniped me. So at this point, the best thing I can do is to I'm going to have the highlights play here and we're going to be descriptive as to what's happening here. But we're just going to do our best. I would love you know what, the best thing I could do is kind of show it off on my glasses. Does Twitch take you down as well? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think they do. Twitch may not take you down. So, it probably would be fine there, I guess. Maybe. I don't know. At least we could see. Hey, bro. Don't say that. Don't say that. Clearly the snipers are watching. If we get taken down, you know exactly why. I'm not going to say nothing about nothing. Y'all will be able to see what you see. Don't say nothing about it if you can see it. We ain't going to say nothing about nothing. The snipers are watching. So let's just keep on moving forward. So yeah, the play that we recently just did, we recently just saw, a lot of you guys were talking about saying that one is reported to stream for harassment. No, someone thought it was too painful. You know what? It might have been too painful. Damn, I didn't think I was being that. You know what? It definitely had to be that painful, man. That's crazy. It had to be that painful for them to take it down. We are actually being tortured right now. I'm trying to make this as happy as possible, but as a Ravens fan, I'm not happy reliving this nightmare. And there's still 10 more minutes of highlights left to watch. So we were talking about the play that resulted in the touchdown, and it seemed like, you know what, can I react to my reaction? You know what, I might actually do that. But we got to go through this game. I might actually do that. Because I feel like giving you guys an insight about that night would be cool. We could actually end up doing that. So I might look to do that. But I think we'll have to set up the audio for this. And it would take a while to get that set up. If I could. Because, like, actually, let me see. I might have to mess around with some things here. But if it's possible, okay, that's the video. Can I want to see what would happen if I actually play this. Okay, I want to see if I actually get the audio. No. Oh, wait. Okay, I would have to, let me see, this is like, that's the, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to like find out what I could use for this. Headphones, okay. So what I'm gonna do is like briefly play this, because I want to see if it's working. So tell me if you can hear the actual play. We're gonna play like 5 seconds of it. Looks for the home run ball. Separation. Done. Were you able to hear that? Because if you guys are able to hear that, we could probably set up exactly. You can hear it? You can hear it? All right, perfect. So we will definitely have to show my reactions after we talk about this. Because getting into my reaction, if they take me down for reacting to my own video, YouTube some snakes. I'll say that. If they take me down for reacting to my own video, there's some snakes. Because that would be crazy. That would be crazy. But, yeah, let's get back into it. So we were talking about the play. That resulted in the touchdown here. And the consensus was in that case, because I don't fully remember, the consensus was Earl Thomas was the one that was supposed to be back there as a safety to protect. He was supposed to be the safety help. Apparently, Humphrey thought he was getting safety help from... First of all, timeout. Before I go back, let me make sure I turn this sound on. I don't need the sound to be playing while I continue to watch the highlights. Okay, we are good. All right. So yeah, Earl went to cover. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm just going back and re-looking at this play. Earl Thomas. Yeah, it is Earl Thomas. What was he thinking? He's backpedaling too. Oh my God. Earl Thomas read this so wrong. Earl Thomas read this. He thought it was a run. I don't know what it was. He was supposed to be covering. He was supposed to be backed up. But I think he assumed it was a run. The minute he realized it was a pass, he starts backpedaling. But he's already out of position. And there's the touchdown. So this is Earl Thomas. This is where I got to talk about the difference between 2019 and 2023. I don't think the communication between the defense was great. I don't think it was as solid as it needed to be. Because a play like that happening tells me the communication was not there. How does that happen? Earl played the run. He played for Henry. which I don't think that was what he was supposed to do. Either way, afterwards, oh man, I wish I could show you this. The very next highlight. Yeah, we didn't have Jimmy Smith, I could tell. The very next highlight after the touchdown is the drop pass by Seth Roberts, which would have gone for 6 because nobody's in front of Seth Roberts. Very next play, Lamar, play action here. Lamar fakes the handoff to Ingram. He looks, he sets his feet, he fires, perfect throw. Seth Roberts cannot catch that. Incomplete. He could have taken it the distance for a touchdown. So now it becomes a 3rd and 8. And look, we just barely got it off before the clock hit 0. Lamar fires it, incomplete, not even in sync with Hollywood Brown, and the Ravens got a punt again. Now they start getting A.J. Brown involved. This is when A.J. Brown was a tight end. And look at A.J. Brown just being physical here and them picking up the first down. They continue to move the chains, and Derrick Henry, ooh, nice tackle there. Is that Michael Pierce? No, it's Brandon Williams that gets the tackle. 3rd down and 14 here. And Tannehill has all the time in the world. He just fires it incomplete. Defense makes a stop. Ravens get the ball back. It's a 3rd and 10 situation. Nothing's happening. Lamar steps up. He fires, and finds Hollywood Brown. So, yeah, offensively, we weren't making a lot of plays, but we were still able to find some moments where we were making plays. And Hollywood Brown in this game was one of the few positives that we don't talk about. 3rd and 6, Lamar fires to Andrews. It's caught. And now if you take a look at the situation, is Brandon Williams on the team? I don't know. I do not know. Lamar really won unanimous MVP with one foot rookie Hollywood, Seth Roberts, Willie Snead. Yeah. And he also had Chris Moore on this team, too, who barely played. So, yeah, they're moving the ball, but somehow you get to the 30, and we find ourselves in a 3rd and 12 situation, which basically means we're doing absolutely nothing. Lamar Jackson's hanging in the pocket, he's firing, and other than play calling and decision making, a huge killer in this game was the drops. I mean, my God, the drops. 3rd down and 12. Lamar, he's standing in the pocket. Scanning. He finds Willie Snead open. If Willie Snead catches this pass, he picks up a 1st down and we move the chains. Instead, Willie Snead drops the pass incomplete. Ravens got to settle for 3. Oh my God, this is a headache. This is a whole headache. 7 drops, right? It was somewhere between 7 and 9 drops. So Willie Snead drops an open pass, which would have given them the 1st down. And now the Ravens kick a field goal. It's a 14-3 game. And very next highlight is Derrick Henry roaring, breaking tackles. Derrick Henry decides to stiff arm. Oh my God, I wish we hadn't gotten sniped. I would have loved to have shown how Derrick Henry did Earl Thomas so dirty. Stiff arms him and then uses him as a blocker. He used Earl Thomas as a blocker. Oh my God, that takes him up to midfield. And you just get more mistakes. Only this time they were actually able to capitalize and make a stop here. So we get the ball back. Despite the defense collapsing for much of this game, there was plenty of opportunity for the Ravens to get back in this. So now we get the situation that goes into the 2-minute warning, and Lamar gets sacked. Oh, perfect. I mean, just this is exactly what you need to do heading into halftime, being down 14-3. But this is where this drive was crazy. You get a 3rd and 16. Lamar is standing in the pocket, finds a open Seth Roberts, moves the chains. You're down. You about got a minute 5 left. Lamar fires again. He gets it to Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Brown goes out of bounds. Crazy that was Earl Thomas's last game. Very next play, Joshua, you are absolutely correct. It is the one-handed Hollywood Brown catch that comes up. Well, after Lamar gets sacked because it was a 3rd down play where he threw that pass. 3rd and 14 with 18 seconds left on the clock. I don't know what made Lamar want to throw this, but he just took a shot, and Hollywood Brown caught that with one hand. Now, here's the thing, bro. We had 1 timeout left. We get a highlight play from Hollywood Brown. He makes an amazing one-handed catch. You're inside the goal line, and let me tell you right now, you had perfect time. You were at the 4-yard line. with 11 seconds left. And this one is on this is Lamar. This is Lamar. I remember this. This was on Lamar. He wasted too much time. If it's not there, Lamar, throw it away. Lamar wasted too much time. 11 seconds, and Lamar wasted 8 of those seconds. Lamar, if it's not there, throw it away. Thank God we got 2023 Lamar. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Lamar is not holding on to that ball for 8 seconds, given the time. Oh, my God. This one was on Lamar because there was nothing open. It was great coverage. It was at the 4-yard line. It was great coverage, but nobody's open. Lamar cannot hold the ball for 8 seconds. He holds the ball for 8 seconds, and we gotta settle for 3. So we kick a field goal, and we go into halftime with this being a 14-6 game. Now, for all these people that keep talking about rust, we've gone through the first half of football. Where are you talking about rust? So far, I've seen miscommunications. I've seen terrible decisions. I've seen bad play calls. And I've seen awful drops. Now, if you want to say the drops are a result of the miscommunication, no, not miscommunication. If you want to say the drops are a result of rust, by all means, go ahead. But those drops really started to happen in the second quarter. Either way, if you want to say everything that happened in the first half, the miscommunication, the bad play calling, the inability to convert on 3rd and 4th down, the drop passes, if you want to say all of that's due to rust, that was the first half. You have played 30 minutes of football, ladies and gentlemen. This team has played 30 minutes of football. They're down 8 points. And this is the part I really wanted to get to. The Ravens, despite how poorly of a football game they played in the first half, they were down by 8 points. Going into halftime. With the ball. They were coming out of halftime with the ball in their possession. Meaning, if this offense can go down the field, score a touchdown, they get a 2-point conversion, the game is tied. A 1-possession game heading into halftime. And what happens? Well, let's see. So coming out of halftime, you've got the ball, 3rd down and 3 situation. Lamar finds Hollywood Brown. Hollywood picks up the 1st down. They continue to move the chains. We find ourselves in the 2nd and 17 situation. Wonder why. And Lamar just starts utilizing his legs and he's taking off, getting inside the 50, the 40, the 30. And here's the thing that's unfortunate, bro. Lamar got tripped up. Lamar legitimately got tripped. Great tackle here. Lamar got tripped up around the 30 and he lands at the 25. Many of us believe if Lamar keeps his feet, he's scoring a touchdown there. But here's the thing. They're at the 25-yard line. And here's the thing that's going to piss everybody off. It's 3rd down and 2. We're inside the red zone. 3rd down and 2 inside the red zone. They run the ball here with Gus Edwards. And Edwards is short. Okay, cool. It's 4th and 1, basically 4th and inches. Obviously, the Ravens have gone for it all season. They're going to go for it here. I don't even know what to make of this play. I'm trying to think right now if this was a Lamar thing or if this was poor blocking. I really wish I could show the clip. Taking a look at this has got to be on Lamar. I don't. They decide to go for a quarterback sneak, but the way Lamar takes it, he snaps the ball and he tries to go right. He snapped instead of just taking the snap and pushing forward. Lamar takes the snap and tries to go right, but that place is completely covered. So now he tries to go left, and there's nothing there, and he gets wrapped up. So now it's a turnover on down for the Ravens. I don't know why Lamar just doesn't decide to just go forward once he takes a snap. If Lamar just goes forward when he takes a snap, he's probably still not going to get it because there was no push. But he has a closer chance to getting it than what he tried to do. So on one hand, I want to say it's on Lamar. But that offensive line didn't get any push. They got bullied. There was no way they were converting that here. So now, because we weren't able to do anything with the ball coming out of halftime, and we killed a lot of clock doing so, 3rd down and 1, and Derrick Henry just starts bullying people, getting to the 40, to the 50, inside the 40, inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, down to the goal line before Marcus Peters stops him. And no, Marcus Peters, you did not strip him from that. So after letting Derrick Henry run all over this defense for the 12th millionth time, they've got a goal line situation. The Titans in 2019 were actually the best in terms of goal-to-goal conversion percentage. They were 88%. They were the best in the league. So this one was just dirty. They ran a play. They constantly did this play a few times after this season. But they were, the Derrick Henry touchdown pass. That's exactly what happened. They ran the Derrick Henry touchdown pass. You had Earl Thomas on the coverage, and Earl Thomas just didn't do anything. Earl Thomas just didn't do anything with it. Touchdown Titans, it's 21-6. So right now, the Ravens are pretty much getting humiliated. They can't stop the run. Derrick Henry's throwing a touchdown pass, and we look like frauds right now. Didn't even try to make a stop there. Lamar gets the ball on first down. Nobody's open. He gets sacked, and he gets fumbled. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, this is so painful. Another aspect as to why I like 2023 Lamar so much better, his pocket presence. His pocket presence. Lamar early on, his pocket presence early on was great. It was really good, but it wasn't great. His pocket presence this year is great. When Lamar senses the pocket collapsing, when he senses the pressure coming, Lamar gets out of there. He's not trying to stay there, step up, and throw. Nah. This is where I really wish I could show you the film. Because Lamar on 1st and 10, he sidesteps the defender and then still tries to throw the ball as if the defender's not there. Damn it, I was watching Saw until I got a notification about this live stream. So you were already watching Pain. Lamar is so much poised in the pocket and makes much better reads when he needs to. Exactly, bro. But this one right here, this is where I'll say if there's any negative criticism I got to give for Lamar Jackson is this one. I don't know what Lamar's thinking on this play. Again, I really wish I could show you it. He takes the snap. It's a drop back pass on first down. There's a defender that gets right to him. So the pocket's already collapsed. There's a defender that's getting right to him. Lamar sidesteps him. The guy got a hand on Lamar. He sidesteps him. But for some reason, instead of Lamar taking off or just looking towards his check down in Ingram, he decides, I got to step up forward. I got to step up a little bit more. I got to step up, keep stepping, hold on to the ball, step up, try to throw the ball. And he completely forgot that there's a defender behind him. The defender strips him of the ball. Turnover. Lamar's not doing that in 2023. Lamar is not doing that in 2023. So that's another turnover for the Ravens, who are already down 21-6. I mean, I don't know what Lamar's doing here. It's not Pain to me. Saw's my second favorite movie of all time. Hey, man, that's you like what you like. Saw's a good series. So after Lamar makes a bad mistake, this is what I gotta say, man. I understand Lamar was not at fault for everything, but we do have to hold him accountable for some of these things. 2023 Lamar Jackson is either getting the hell out of there or he's taking the check down. I don't know what Lamar's doing here. I'm looking at this play one more time. Again, drop back pass. He's standing in the pocket. A defender rushes him. Lamar sidesteps him as if the guy is Lamar sidesteps him, right? And then still tries to just step up and try to hold on to the ball, hesitate, step up, hesitate, and tries to throw the ball as if the defender that he just sidestepped isn't there. He was waiting for a clear, he was waiting for a route to get open, but here's the thing that we talk about pocket presence. That defender is still behind Lamar Jackson. He didn't go anywhere. And if you look at the play, there is a check down here for Mark Ingram. But Lamar keeps looking downfield. There is a check down with Mark Ingram. If Lamar turns, which again, he's looking at the middle of the field. If he looks left, he'll see Ingram's there. Ingram can get the check down. 2019 Lamar didn't do it. 2023 Lamar is not missing that. If there is a collapse here and Lamar sidesteps a defender like that, he's immediately looking for his check down. He's scanning the field. He's not going to keep looking downfield. His pocket presence this year has risen to such a high level. That he's able to sense it. A perfect example of this was against the Browns. You remember that crazy throw that he made across his body to Mark Andrews against Cleveland, where he sensed the pressure. The guys were coming behind him. He sees Andrews open up right there and just tosses it to him. Call me crazy, but I'd say y'all have 4 to 6 years left to win a Super Bowl with Lamar because quarterbacks like him don't last too long in the NFL. Compared to Brady or Favre, look at Mike Vick and McNabb. I don't know if you want me to. I'm going to give me a second here. 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 Donovan McNabb played from 1999 to 2011. How many years in the league is that? Let me see. Because I can't do, I ain't trying to do simple maths right now because I got multiple things opened up. Correct me if I'm wrong. If he gets drafted in 99 and plays all the way till 2011, correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't that 12 years? Is that not 12 years? 12 years is a pretty long career. 12 years is a pretty long career. And Donovan McNabb, yeah, that's 12 years. 12 years is a pretty long time. So, I mean, 12 years is a pretty long time. And then Michael Vick, of course. Michael Vick was kind of a different situation. Or Cam Newton is another good example. John, here's the thing you got to understand with that sentiment and that topic. The guys that you named kind of, with Michael Vick kind of, his whole career, we know that took a dive the minute he went to prison. So he was able to pull off a comeback and, he was able to, like, pull off, his comeback. He came, did his time, went to the Eagles, and he had his time. And, he played as a backup after his time with Philly. But, that's a rare situation. Cam Newton, people don't talk about this. Cam Newton was in a car accident that did damage. First of all, Cam Newton, his style of play is very similar to Josh Allen's style of play. Josh Allen plays like Cam Newton, meaning Josh Allen takes the contact just like Cam Newton was taking the contact. Josh Allen would try to truck people and run over people just like Cam Newton did. I don't think anyone's saying Josh Allen's not going to last long. Cam Newton was somebody that was purposely trying to initiate contact and hit guys because he wanted to run through people. That's not a good comparison because Lamar Jackson's not trying to do that. That's not his game. McNabb was also an individual who wasn't doing it to the point of Cam Newton. Cam Newton was a monster in that. But McNabb absolutely was playing like that in some cases in terms of the physicality and taking the brute force of trying to take off and just take those tough hits. Lamar doesn't play like that. Lamar gets down. Lamar doesn't take big hits. Lamar doesn't take a lot of big hits. So I cannot sit back and say Lamar Jackson, this aspect that quarterbacks like Lamar don't last long. First of all, has this thought ever popped up to anyone's mind that Lamar Jackson is just different? Has it ever popped up to people's minds that outliers actually happen in the NFL? What if we're just seeing an outlier? What if Lamar really is just that different? What if he's just, because again, he's not Michael Vick, he's not Cam Newton. What if he's just different, What if he's just an outlier? There are outliers in the NFL. I get we like to make these comparisons, but sometimes there's just outliers. Okay, so this aspect that he's not going to last, quarterbacks like him don't last long. Yeah, in the past, when football was a lot more physical, in the 90s and early 2000s, well, in the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, when it was a lot more physical, sure, quarterbacks like him don't last. But in this era of football, I cannot sit back and say Lamar Jackson's not going to last, especially because he hasn't suffered an injury so grand that he has to, get surgery. The 2 injuries Lamar Jackson has suffered, the only reason they were season-ending injuries is because they happened at the end of the season. If Lamar suffers those injuries at the beginning of the season, he probably comes back and still plays to end the season off. But there would be no reason for him to play because we probably wouldn't be in the playoffs. If he gets hurt in the beginning of the season, comes back late in the season, we probably are not making the playoffs. But both the injuries he suffered just required treatment and rest. He has not had a single injury that has required him to get surgery. So he hasn't had any of those type of damages to where people can make that assumption that he's not going to last long. That's kind of the thing where it's just like, I understand that the concerns for those type of quarterbacks, I understand. What's going on, Dark Musician? I appreciate you pulling up. Good luck to your Steelers, I guess. But yeah, the way we always look at these type of quarterbacks, we're in a different era, guys. We got to understand we're in a different era. We are in a different era. Football's a whole lot more safer now. And quarterbacks are just playing longer. Players are just playing and having longer careers. So to just make this assumption that Lamar Jackson's got 4 to 6 years left, I'm not sure about that. Lamar 6 years from now would be around... Well, he just turned 27 the other day, so happy birthday to him. Happy belated birthday, which we already know about that. But he just turned 27. If we would just start from right now and say he's got about 6 years left, that means he'll be at 33 years old by the time we reach that 6-year mark. I don't think Lamar Jackson will be done at 33 unless he chooses to retire. Because one thing we got to understand is Lamar Jackson came into the league very early. So I don't see this aspect of Lamar, not lasting that long. We're in a different area, and sometimes there's outliers in the NFL. And maybe Lamar Jackson is that outlier. Maybe Lamar is that outlier, and he's a guy that's going to play 15, 20 plus years. Who knows? We'll just see. The game's getting safer. Guys can last longer. Guys can come back from tough injuries that would have pretty much ruined their career in the 80s. But, you could play now. A torn ACL nowadays doesn't seem to have any effect towards anyone's career. Just go ask Deshaun Watson. In terms of actually playing on the field, his situation is kind of... Maybe that wasn't a good example, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Okay, Lamar avoids contact. Yeah, pretty much. I think we make the AFC Championship. I'm hoping Super Bowl. I don't want to end at the AFC title game. I want Super Bowl. If Jackson played in the 90s, nobody's getting a straight shot at him ever. Lamar is beating defensive players that are running forward. Yeah, I mean, that's true. It's going to get tough to really catch him. I mean, a lot of these guys, if they played back then, they're not getting touched in some cases. I don't think anyone can actually cover Tyreek. Actually, no. Primetime would cover Tyreek Hill. But then again, who else was going to have primetime? So, I don't see us going anywhere, but seeing Jaguars getting eliminated after disrespecting our terrible towels was satisfying for me. Hey, man, y'all have fun with it as much as you can. Who knows? Maybe you pull off the upset. Then again, without TJ Watt, that's the thing. If you had TJ Watt, I would say y'all could pull off the upset, but without them, it makes it very difficult. Do you think Lamar is not coming back at the end of last... Oh, do you think Lamar not coming back at the end of last season ended up being better for the Ravens in the long run? This is Lamar's first healthy season since his rookie season. Yeah, I said Lamar not coming back forced the Ravens to see just what Greg Roman brought to the table. It also forced the Ravens to see what life would be like without Lamar Jackson, which is why Eric DeCosta did everything in his power to get the contract done. And as soon as the season was over, they got Greg Roman the hell out of there. So, it's unfortunate. You never want to see a player go down with injury. But him not coming back was the best thing that could happen to the Ravens because they were forced to see exactly what they were about without Lamar Jackson, and they were forced to see exactly what Greg Roman was about. So they knew they needed to make a change. They knew they needed to bring Lamar Jackson back. Eric DeCosta worked his tail off to make this happen, and because of that, Lamar has a healthy season. Ravens are in the number 1 seed, and they got the best chance to get to the Super Bowl since 2019. Question is, will they capitalize on it? If the Ravens are able to win a Super Bowl, then ultimately everything that happened last season was a perfect setup for what would happen this season. You making a video about your playoff predictions? Yeah, that's going to come later on down the week. Probably tomorrow. I'm probably going to start with... I don't know if I'm doing AFC or NFC first, but I'll probably start doing... I'll probably... Do I want to do it by... Nah. I'll just do AFC and NFC separately. I could have done all at once, but I'll probably do my AFC playoff predictions either tomorrow or Thursday, or I'll do my... or I'll start Thursday and do Friday. Nah, I'll probably do tomorrow and then Thursday. That makes it better. Give it some time. Dolphins are first-round exits. They're not tackling Pacheco in 8-degree weather. We'll see. I don't even know if Tua's going to play well in that type of weather. You aren't the only one who wants a Super Bowl. Hey, man, everybody that's in the playoffs wants a Super Bowl. What everyone is not mentioning is Flacco's interceptions in such a short period of time. Can someone tell me how many interceptions over X amount of games Flacco has? I don't know how many games he's played. 5? I think 8 interceptions in 5 games. Yeah, 8 interceptions in 5 games or 8 interceptions in 4 games. I don't know. We'll see. What would you do for Browns-Ravens divisional game? I mean, I'll just stream it. We'll probably I don't know if I'll do a whole I don't know if I'll do a preview video or if I'll do a live stream. I don't know. I don't have anything specifically planned. I don't have anything specifically planned in that aspect that I can really think of. But I don't know. I might come up with something. I might make some emotional video. But I don't know. But I don't have anything specifically planned. I saw some did say we weren't making the playoffs. That was a lot of people's assumptions. Hell, Nick Wright thought we weren't making the playoffs. So it is what it is. But yeah, 8 interceptions in 5 games. 8 interceptions is 5 games. Us being injured the last 2 years may have been a blessing in disguise. We wouldn't have gotten Hammy, Linderbaum, and Zay without the pick. Zay's a future top 10 wide receiver, and Linderbaum and Hammy are already top 3 at that position. What would I sacrifice? I don't care for that. I'm not sacrificing anything. I don't care if Flacco comes back to Baltimore to play us. The only time I want Flacco to come back to Baltimore is when he finally retires, comes back, signs a one-day contract, and we can celebrate him and wish him well in retirement. But I don't care about him coming back to Baltimore to play us in the playoff. I don't care. I'm not sacrificing nothing. I don't care. Let them get the job done against the Texans, and then we'll talk. I don't care. I'm not sacrificing nothing. I am sacrificing 0. I don't care about the matchup. I've been on record saying I don't care who we face. Texans, Dolphins, Browns, Steelers. Get the job done. I don't care. I don't care. I'm sacrificing nothing. The only thing I want to see from Flacco in a return to Baltimore is when he finally decides to retire and we can honor him. Sign a one-day contract, give him his props, and celebrate what he's done for Baltimore during that decade. That's it. I'm not going to sacrifice nothing for that type of matchup. I don't care. Go ask Browns fans. They're the ones that are pressing for that matchup. They've been talking about that matchup for weeks. They've been talking about it so much that you would think they don't even have a wild card matchup to play. Some of those fans are just overlooking the Texans because they're talking about how they're going to beat the Ravens in the divisional round. They're not even paying attention to the Texans. So go ask Browns fans what they would sacrifice. It seems like it means more to them than it means to us. We don't care. We really do not care. But the Browns fans are desperately hoping this is the matchup. So go ask Browns fans. That's a question for them. We do not care. We really do not care. Pittsburgh, Miami, who else? Pittsburgh, Miami, Houston, or Cleveland. We don't care who's coming in. We know we got to get the job done. So we don't care who we got to face off against. That's pretty much it. He's guaranteed to throw a few against us based on those numbers. Well, he's turned the ball over in pretty much every game he's played. So he's guaranteed to turn the ball over. So hopefully he capitalizes on that. If the Browns play the Ravens and the Browns, if the Browns play the Ravens and the Browns, Flacco will lose love from Ravens fans, I guess. I mean, he's not going to be cheered in that game. So, and the Browns win? If the Browns play the Ravens and the Browns win, Flacco will lose love from Ravens fans, I guess, but what do you want him to do? You want him to throw a football game so he can be hated by Browns fans just to appease the Ravens fans? No, he's not going to do that. No one. He's a competitor. Okay, Flacco's a competitor. We've known that since we drafted him. Flacco's a competitor. Okay, people don't like to give him credit because they think he's just bland and boring, but that guy actually has a competitive edge. So he's not about to just throw a playoff game. Like I said, you cannot survive in the AFC North for a decade if you don't have some type of competitive edge. He's not about to just throw a playoff game because he wants to have Ravens fans love him, by throwing a playoff game and screwing Cleveland. He's not doing that. He's a competitor. We've known that for years. This year was all about adjustments. 4 years ago, we didn't know how to do it. I'm looking at some of these highlights here. I don't see no adjustments. I'm going to get back to that in just a second, too. I'm seeing no adjustments. Hope the Texans smoke them for acting like they're easy work. Oh, man, C.J. Stroud, I can't wait to see what he does against that Browns defense, man. If C.J. Stroud can make it, he can make a huge, huge statement by beating that team. Flacco's going to cook the Texans. Well, according to Texans fans, they were missing multiple defensive players, which is why Flacco had all day to throw. Go talk to Texans fans, bro. They said Flacco had all the time to throw because we were missing multiple defensive players. We were missing 3 of our pass rushers. That defense he's going to see on Saturday is not the defense he saw when he came up and faced off against the Case Keenum Texans. So go talk to Texans fans and ask them if they believe Flacco's going to cook their defense. Tyreek returns to KC. Stafford returns to Detroit. Browns playing the team they traded Deshaun from. And Mike McCarthy versus former team. Yeah, Browns versus Ravens potentially. We'll see. We'll see. I think Flacco's luck runs out versus the Texans. I don't know. We'll see. It's not that far away. It is kind of far away. From now till Saturday is kind of far away. But, it won't be too much longer until we have to see it. Picking the Packers over the Cowboys. Wouldn't be surprised. Like I said, if Jordan Love wins that game, he graduates. Ravens match up better against the Texans or Browns. Honestly, it really doesn't matter. I guess technically, people would say the easier matchup is the Texans and the harder matchup would be the Browns, but I don't really care who you gotta pick. Just get the job done. Ravens, no, it don't matter who it is. It could be the Steelers, it could be the Dolphins, it could be the Browns, it could be Texans. I don't care who's coming in. Just get the job done. You think Jordan Love's a top 10 quarterback? You can make an argument that he's had a season where it feels like he can be a top 10 quarterback. Same thing for CJ Stroud. But I don't know if people are going to immediately say he is, because people like consistency like that. Flacco isn't going to be able to do anything against our defense. Flacco's going to make plays against our defense, but he's also going to make some turnovers. He'll create plays and make some plays and have some great throws. He's still a gunslinger, but he's probably going to make some mistakes, and we got to capitalize on those mistakes. What team do you think will give the Ravens the most trouble in the divisional? I'm pretty sure I've said this several times. I don't have any team giving us trouble. If we play to our game, we're not losing. If we play to the potential and the capabilities that we showed against the Niners and showed against the Dolphins and showed against the Lions, we're not losing. If they don't, they're in risk of going home, and they'll have no one to blame but themselves. So, again, everyone wants to talk about y'all keep asking me these questions. Who do you think is the biggest threat to the Ravens? Do you have any fear about the Browns coming? But I've said this 1,000 times. I have no fear of any team in the playoffs, and I have no concern of any team in the playoffs. If you come into this stadium to face us, you're going to get the best version of the Ravens. Everybody on that team understands the assignment. I've said it before. I'll say it again. If the Ravens play up to their capabilities and play the way we saw them play against the Niners, play the way we saw them play against the Dolphins, play the way we saw them play against the Lions, against the Seahawks, if they play like that, they're not going to lose. I don't care if it's the Browns. I don't care if it's the Steelers. I don't care if it's the Texans. I don't care if it's the Dolphins. If the Ravens play the way we've seen them play, to their potential, with everybody focused and doing their job, they're not going to lose. If they don't play like that, they're going home and they have no one else to blame but themselves. There is zero excuses for this team to lose. Your defense is the number one scoring defense. You led the league in sacks and you led the league in takeaways. That's never been done. I have no fear or no concern or no issue about any team giving us trouble. Do your job. If you play the way you've played against the best competition in the NFL this season, you're not going to lose. Anything less than that, you risk going home. And if you go home, it's an epic collapse, and you have no one to blame but yourself. That's it. So anyone asking me these questions about who do you think gives them the biggest trouble, I don't have an answer for you. I'm sorry. I don't. I put it out here. I don't have an answer. I really don't have an answer. I don't have an answer. No fear, but slightly concerned. I have no fear and no concerns. Have you been hearing some of the things some of these players are saying over the bye week? Lamar Jackson was talking with Tom Brady the other day on his podcast. I've got no concerns. Did you hear some of the things he was saying there? I've got zero concerns that this man understands, bro. He's hearing the chirping. With them still calling, he's hearing the noise. That man is desperate for a Super Bowl. I showed you the look between 2019 and 2023 in Lamar. The look on Lamar's face is the face of a man that's desperate to win a title. I've got no concerns when a man is showing me that face. I've got no concern when I've got a leader in Roquan Smith that's going to make sure the defense does their job. I've got no fear, no concern. If the team plays the way they're supposed to play, the way they played against the Niners, the way they played against the Dolphins, the way they played against the Lions, the way they played against some of the best competition in football, they're not going to lose this game. If they don't play like that, they start messing around, they start keeping people in the game, they start turning the ball over, they're going to lose the game. And they'll have no one to blame but themselves. There's no reason they should be losing. Do you know how many people are sitting back and saying there's no reason the Ravens shouldn't come out the AFC? The only excuse people seem to be willing to accept is if they lose to the Chiefs in the AFC title game. That's the only excuse people are willing to accept. But I'm not accepting that. If you play the way we've seen you play against some of the best teams in football, you're not going to lose. If you mess around, keep the game close, you start turning the ball over, and you lose, you have no one to blame but yourself. Simple as that. Okay? That's it. So I have no concern about the other teams. Okay? I don't. No fear, no concern. And this isn't me saying they're not competition, they can't match up with us. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Every single team in the playoff is a threat. Every single one. Hell, two of the teams that could potentially be coming to Baltimore in the division round has beaten you head to head. So obviously there's a threat level there, and obviously they can beat you in your building. So obviously they're not to be taken lightly. But that doesn't mean you don't know what they bring to the table. You faced off against them. You know what they bring to the table. And we've also seen what you can do at your best. So go out there and do your job. That's it. So these questions about the whole, who do you think is the biggest threat to your Ravens? Who do you see as a concern? Who do you not want to play? I put it out here. My answer is I don't care who we play. If the Ravens play up to their potential, they're not losing. If they don't, they're going home. Simple as that. So it's up to the players to go out there and do their jobs. They want a ring so bad, go out there and prove it. You've got a historical defense. You've got a guy that's about to win MVP, MVP number 2, which is going to make him historic in that aspect. That moves him up as a legend. You've got all the tools in the world to succeed. You've got offensive and defensive coordinators that have been doing a fantastic job all year, making the proper adjustments. You've got actual weapons to throw to. You've got everything you need to go out and win a Super Bowl. All you got to do is go out there and do your job. If you don't do your job, you're going home and you got no one to blame. So this aspect about other teams, I don't care about other teams. Ravens, do your job and there's no other issues. If you don't do your job, you're going home and it's on you. Simple as that. Simple as that. Simple as that. I'd be sick if Mahomes actually wins the whole thing again. A lot of people would be sick if that happens, except Chief fans. Anywho, I got to finish up this aspect here of some of these highlights. We're almost done because, we're in the third quarter here. And at this point, you get a touchdown from Tannehill, and this game's pretty much over. It's 28-6. For the rest of this game, a whole bunch of nothing happens. Lamar Jackson just starts, a completion from Boykin is funny. Lamar at this point, 16 of 31, 203 yards and an interception. Bro just starts firing, man, and just hoping for anything. Oh, God, I forgot about this play. Oh, that interception. He was going to Boykin. Boykin didn't even properly get out of his separation right. And when Lamar threw that was just a poor throw by Lamar Jackson. He threw that inside when it needed to be outside. Another positive of 2023 Lamar. That route, he has thrown that several times in tougher situations and has hit that on the money. So I don't think Lamar Jackson is going to be making those type of throws in the playoffs. And then Derrick Henry continues to kill the team. Can't stop him on the run. Lamar Jackson continues to use his legs. And it just becomes a whole bunch of nothing at this point. Just watching, it becomes a whole bunch of nothing. And there's the drop touchdown by Hayden Hurst. I was waiting for that. There's the drop touchdown by... Oh, no, actually, he got this one. Never mind, Hayden Hurst got this one. The previous 3 highlights was him dropping it. But this time he got it. Didn't get 2. Yeah, at this point, the Ravens, they're just letting Tannehill take off. Patrick Owasu does not got speed. He has no speed, man. At this point, nothing's happening. Ravens technically could pull off the comeback here if they could just get anything going, but I mean, it's just a whole bunch of nothing. And then Lamar just starts taking off. Like, at this point, they're at the goal line, and it's just like, you're down 16 points. Can you get anything here? And it's just Lamar ducking and weaving and ducking and weaving and ducking and weaving. Nobody can get open. Oh, my God. 4th down and 5. Just go to bed. There's the drop we needed by Andrews. Just go to bed. That's the game. So, Ravens take an embarrassing loss and there's the incomplete. So nothing happens, bro. It's just a bunch of yards and pickups. So that pretty much ends the whole aspect of the nightmare there. That pretty much happens. To be honest, Steelers could maybe upset the Bills if Josh Allen has like 4 turnovers. Possibly, but Josh Allen can have 4 turnovers and still find a way to win the game. And if TJ Watt was playing, I would agree with you, John, but there's no TJ Watt. I don't the Steelers are visibly different as a football team when TJ Watt isn't out there. When you don't have your leader of your football team out there, you're a different team. So I don't know if the Steelers can pull it off with Mason Rudolph. Not only do I want the Ravens to win out through the postseason, I want them to blow out all of them. Bro, if they have the capability of blowing out everybody in front of them, by all means do it. They don't need to settle for nothing. Run the score up. Boykin was trash. Never draft wide receivers from Notre Dame. Tim Brown was the only good. True. Yeah, Boykin was awful. Boykin was awful. So we had suffered through that pain of watching the Ravens lose. Do I still got to do that video? I gotta think. Do I still want to do a reaction to my reaction video? Not even a reaction video. It was a recap video of my rant. Do I want to do a reaction to my rant? I don't know if I want to do a reaction to my rant because that thing's like half an hour. Dolphins versus Chiefs are reportedly playing at 0 degrees at night. Coldest game in well, good luck with that, Dolphins. They can't play in cold weather. Tyreek Hill better go off for 200 and like 3 touchdowns because he's the only one that can play in cold weather. He played in Kansas City. But do I want to? Do I actually want to have to play that? Because I have to go through my channel now and look for those. I don't know if I want to play it though. Colder than the Ice Bowl? I don't know. Probably not colder than the Ice. It might be the coldest game in Kansas City history, maybe. I don't know. Do I want to? I really gotta think. Do I? Because I have to go look through my channel to find that video. That video is like, that's 4 years old now. That was in 2020 when I made that video, that rant video. I could probably still react to it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to go look for it. I mean, I know I don't have to actually go to YouTube and type in my name for that. I can just open up my channel and pull it up. So I'm just thinking, do I really want to do it? That's a half-hour video. It's a real half-hour video. I don't know. That's a whole half-hour video for the rant. Funny enough, that 2019 rant, I don't remember a single thing I said. But I remember everything from 2020. That 2020 rant was a lot more fun for me, I ain't gonna lie. Start beast mode. Bench LaShawn. Le'Veon Bell used to kill us. I don't know. I might trade Le'Veon Bell. I might look to trade Le'Veon Bell. I don't really want to know. Not a single one of those things is true simple. That's wild. I ain't got none of those things. I'll just be chilling. But probably have to go look into my channel to find it. But that's a half hour. There's a whole half hour. Was it a half hour rant? Let me see. Let me see. I know where it is. That was a whole half hour rant. Oh God. Oh, this was a half hour rant. Oh my God, it was a half. Oh yeah. Look at the old look, bro. This is a half hour. How did I get a half hour of anger out, man? That's crazy behavior. I'm perfectly fine with beast mode. I know what beast mode was. I would start him. I'm not gonna lie. I'd personally probably just start beast mode. LaShawn would probably be an underrated aspect. Again, I can get good value for Le'Veon Bell. I can get great value for Le'Veon Bell. I'd be perfectly fine trading him because I got beast mode and I got LaShawn McCoy. I got beast mode, LaShawn McCoy. I'm perfectly fine. I can trade Le'Veon Bell. You don't always have to have the best back to be successful. I can get the most value out of Le'Veon Bell in the trade and really make a difference to my team. Apparently, it was Wink who cursed at Brian Dable before storming out the building and resigning. Oh, great. Now I got to learn more about this. This is a whole half hour thing. Okay, I don't think I'm sitting here for the entire half hour to watch this. I might pull some of this up, okay? So I'll talk about a couple things here, but I'm not sitting here and watching the whole half hour thing. I don't think I'm going to. Or at least I hope I don't. Let me just check something here for a second. Because that's a whole half hour, too. How pissed off was I after that loss for me to talk about this for a whole half hour? Man, look at these blowouts. I'm not interested. But legit, what was I so... Man, I mean, I knew I was pissed off. I ain't even gonna lie. I knew I was pissed off. No question I was angry. But I mean, damn, I didn't think I was that angry to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna blow up for half an hour. Funny enough, I remember like finishing that off and like calming down and being like, bro, this is a half hour? Why is this a half hour? I think I legit the 2020 recap after losing in the division round. I enjoyed that video more. Like actually doing that one and looking back on it, that was fun. I said, okay, I gotta pull some of this. I said I can't even think straight. Man, I was not in a good area in 2019. But I was not vibing, man. That was a tough year for me. Classes were kicking the hell out of me, man. Just so much was going on in 2019 that I needed the Ravens to not screw me over, and for them to lose like that when I was going through a lot at the time. Oh man. Oh man. A lot of people like the 2019 rant, but I more so prefer my rant in 2020. I was a lot more controlled. So I'm just taking a look at something here. But that was a lot more controlled. That was a lot more controlled. Yeah, wow, just look at some of these comments here. It's actually, yeah, I was wilding that time. I really was wilding. Alright, so I'm going to pull it up real quickly. Just give me a minute here. Man, I was really going through it. I can tell I was really going through it. I was legit going through it. Wow. My rant last year on stream was crazy. Oh yeah, because of the stupid. Yeah, it was a dumb decision. If the Bills lose to the Steelers, you think that'll be the last straw for Buffalo Super Bowl hopes? No, they'll probably just say let's run it back, and everyone will say the Bills are gonna get to the Super Bowl because and Josh Allen's gonna win MVP because they said it every single year. I mean, why not? Why not just keep throwing the same thing over and over again and hoping things work out? That's what the Bills want to do. You know, I guess that's what they're perfectly fine with doing. I guess I don't know. Man, there's so much to really look at here. Give me a second here. I gotta go handle this. Before we come back and handle that situation, I gotta go handle this. All right, let's do this. Okay. So I think I got the rant up. What is this? I don't think you need to be up. Oh boy. No, that's not it. There we go. Look at the good old times with that. Do I still have... Yeah. Where is it? I'm pretty sure I still have that hat. I am pretty sure I still have that hat. I'm like 95% sure I still have that hat. Yeah, 2019 wild card loss, 2020 divisional AFC title game loss, 2021 divisional loss, 2020. It has to stop. It won't stop. It won't stop. I'm first of all, y'all know I'm not about to react to my videos like that. I'm even like going back and rewatching my videos. This is only because of the scenario we're in. Bills winning it the next 3 years. Pretty much. That's what's going. Hey man, they're definitely gonna win it the next 3 years. Okay. Ugh. This video. Oh no. Oh no. So first I gotta actually see. Let me test out to make sure the audio is on. Alright, so I'm gonna play a couple seconds of this.
I am so disgusted at this team right now.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy going off. Y'all can hear that, right? I just want to make sure y'all can actually hear that. First of all, why am I wearing these headphones? These are not the headphones I'm supposed to be wearing. What are those? Are old headphones. This is the headphones I'm supposed to be wearing. But yeah, I just gotta make sure that one is at least on, and you can hear it. You can hear it. All right, so I guess I gotta clarify some things about this. So let me start from the top right here. Let me rewind it back and start from the top. So to give some context here, this was literally 5 minutes after we lost the game. Literally 5 minutes after we lost the game that I made this rant video. Literally 5 minutes. And why are you rolling in circles? Okay, but yeah, this was literally 5 minutes after we lost the game. So I remember I was watching the game. My family was watching the game. I was watching it in a... No, it wasn't live. It was one of those weird things. I just had to play... I had to press play, and all of a sudden it just went away. But, yeah, I was watching the game on my own. My family was watching it together. I was watching it on my own because I just wanted to be in my own space because I was so excited for this game. I remember, man. You remember when they were showing off Lamar Jackson and Hollywood Brown entering the arena, and all the fans were just there cheering. Bro, everybody was so hyped for this game. The anticipation for this game was so high, and people were completely ready for this Ravens team to just go out there, do their thing, and get it done. And it was just like, man, the intensity's high. Can we get it done? And everyone's just so hyped. So I'm watching it by myself, and I go through the game. And the first half put me through a wave of emotions. It put me through a wave of emotion. Then the Hollywood Brown play happened. I'm like, Hollywood, you that dog. And then I'm like, we didn't get a touchdown out of that. Okay. Calm down, guys. Let's not panic. We get the ball coming out of halftime. You're down 8. All you need to do is go down the field, score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion, we'll be fine. And then the game just continued to unwind. And once it basically became obvious that we weren't going to win, I just sat by myself in a dark room until the end of the game. And after that was done, I went downstairs to make this video. Oh, I talked to my parents and I went downstairs to make this video here. So this was 5 minutes, literally 5 minutes after the game ended. 5 minutes after the game ended is when I started this rant. And I have no knowledge, I have no memory of any of the things I said. So, I guess enjoy.
I am so disgusted at this team right now. I can't even think straight.
Okay, you're already starting off the right way, buddy. What do you mean you can't even think straight? You know what? I was very emotional at this time. Because of this loss. Because I was already going through a lot of stuff. So I was incredibly emotional at this time. And a loss like this put me in a very negative mood. Because this was one of the positive aspects of my year. Like, legitimately. I had a lot of stuff that was just stressing me out that year. So I needed something good from this year. What happened to the no glasses? Oh, I threw my glasses after the game ended. The reason I don't have glasses on right now is because I threw my glasses when the game ended. And I couldn't find where I threw them, so I just went to make this video. But I didn't know where my glasses were. I legit threw my glasses somewhere, and I did not remember where I threw it to. I couldn't find it. I don't even think I looked for it. I just came down here to make this video. So, yeah, glasses. No glasses for this, man. No glasses for this.
I cannot believe this team just went one and done in the postseason after you have a 14-2 record. This team,
Yeah, that's bad, buddy. That's real bad.
was vibing in a way no other team in the league was doing. You made history. You broke franchise records and made history, only to go one and done.
I think that was the one that really pissed people off. I think like not just me. I know everybody else like really felt like that. That iconic jersey is hanging right there, still just chilling out. But I know I'm not the only one. You guys talk up too. I think what pissed people off more about this loss was because we broke franchise histories that year. Like we broke multiple franchise history. Like not multiple franchise history, multiple franchise record. We made history and broke multiple franchise records, only to go one and done. We've seen worse teams than what we had in 2019 go farther in the playoffs than we did with this unit. So that's what made that loss even worse. That's what made it so painful. And that's just what left me so emotional, because I'm like, how can a team like this lose? You were historical. You were a historical team, and you went one and done at home and couldn't do anything? Oh, boy.
You all should be ashamed of yourself. I want every single player, coach, and personnel on the Ravens to hang your heads in shame, because all of you did not show up today.
Oh, I'm hurt. You know you're hurt. You know you're hurt when you don't see, when your eyes are closed and you're like, when you're spitting out like just insults and your eyes are closed, you know you're hurt. I'm over here. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves. You absolute. Like, bro, you know you're hurt. That hit, man. You know you were hurt. They were scared to play the Chiefs, so they just folded against them. Abbas, that wasn't the reason why we folded against the Titans. We folded against the Titans because we were too focused on you guys. We were so excited to play you guys, we completely forgot we were playing the Titans. Marlon Humphrey was talking about on this podcast, they kind of overlooked their opponent. And they were so focused on Kansas City that they didn't realize they had to get the job done. They thought they would just breeze past these guys. So, yeah, Abbas, it wasn't us being scared to play you guys. We were too excited to play you guys that we didn't put enough focus on our game. And we just all, I guess we assumed that we were going to get it done. Let's be honest. We would have lost to the Chiefs in the conference. Who knows? Who knows? I would have at least liked the attempt. I would have loved to see the attempt. Maybe we lose, maybe we don't. Let's see the attempt. You never know what you can do until you get there. But, man, I was hurt, man.
Every single player to go in that locker room and pack up their lockers tonight. You don't get to go home on time. Pack your lockers up tonight and don't show up tomorrow. It's over. I don't want to see a single Ravens player in this facility. Pack your stuff up and go home because you didn't show up.
Oh, I'm really hurt. They can't come into the locker room the next day. It's crazy behavior. Bro, they got to pack up and do exit interviews. They have to come back. I am off one. What do you mean you can't come back to, like, pack up, like, go to the locker room, pack up, and don't return tomorrow? They have to come back tomorrow. Oh, my God. I banned them from the facility. I was on one.
So you don't deserve to come back in this building tomorrow to collect your things because you didn't show up in the first place. This is the worst loss in franchise history.
Oh, yeah, I did say that. I don't believe it was the worst loss in franchise history. I think it was probably the most embarrassing loss in franchise history. I don't think it was the worst loss. I think it was just the most embarrassing loss. I think people still say 2011 is worse, and I've personally said 08 was more painful. But I don't think this was the worst loss. It was probably the most embarrassing loss in franchise history.
You understand? This is the worst loss in franchise history.
But I was emotional, man.
And people will bring up the whole Billy Cundiff missed field goal in the AFC Championship game against the Patriots. No. That used to be the worst. It's not as bad as this. Because with that was Billy Cundiff missing the kick. The team played a great game and should have won that game. But Billy Cundiff messed up. So that's on him.
You can tell right now I'm not thinking with reason because I completely forgot. I didn't even mention Lee Evans dropping that pass. I just talked about Billy Cundiff. Lee Evans dropped the pass that cost us, man. The first video I watched was the Le'Veon Bell signing was a funny one too. I was like, damn, bro, they just creating the super team over there.
But this game, this was a collective embarrassment all around. Pathetic embarrassment by these guys. They all should be ashamed of themselves. Team was so hyped up only to fall flat on their face. Welcome back to Earth, guys. You sucked at home in the playoffs and you're going home. One and done.
Oh, I'm just making declarations here. Okay, I'm feeling myself. What a statement right there. Oh, what a statement. At least Billy was the only one that messed up. It wasn't Billy the only one that messed up. Lee Evans messed up too. If Lee Evans catches that pass, we go to the Super Bowl. We don't need, and again, another thing we don't mention is Billy Cundiff had to kick the field goal to tie the game and go to OT. We're not guaranteed to win an OT. Lee Evans cost us the game because if he makes that catch, we're going to the Super Bowl.
Good job.
How is this 30 minutes?
On this game.
Okay, buddy.
Let's start with Lamar Jackson.
Okay, what you got, bro?
Buddy, I love you. I love you. I love your attitude. And I love the fact that you will never give up the fight until the very end. But my dude, you need a lot of work.
Okay, that was true.
You understand it's your second year, so I'm not gonna hold you. You had a terrible playoff game. You understand that. You played worse in this game than you did against the Chargers. At least in the Chargers, you guys were a little bit of an underdog. You were the heavy favorites in this game, and you didn't show up, and you played your worst game of your career. That's how bad you were. On the biggest stage, with expectations put on you and this team, you played your worst game.
Was I cooking here? Am I right about this? Was I cooking here? Because I'm thinking back on it right now. When you look back at that game, would I sit back and say, like, I'm just looking at it, like, when you look back at that game, would you sit back and say that was his worst performance? Would you say 2019 is worse than 2018? Because, again, this is emotional me. There's little to no reason right now. It's all anger. So I think at this point, I like I said, I didn't want to be too harsh on Lamar, but I had to give some level of criticism. Like, legit, I'm not going to lie. I don't agree. I don't think I was completely wrong to say that Lamar needed work, and I gave him leniency. I was like, man, you need work. It's your second year, but you and the I feel like maybe I was a bit harsh on him here, but I did give him some leniency. First of all, I'm glad I pointed out that I love his attitude and what he brings to the table, but I also pointed out he needed a lot of work, and Lamar still did need work. He needed work, but I don't know if I can sit back and say he had his worst performance, because a lot of people still hold on to 2018 and say 2018 was his worst performance in the playoffs. But then again, I think I might still be cooking here, because with 2018, there was no expectations. 2019, there was complete expectations. So, I don't know. I'm kind of divided by what I said here, thinking back on it now. Sorry, let me check this. I wish the Ravens and Patriots had switched back-to-back Super Bowl appearances. We had the Giants in 2011. Patriots got the Niners in 2012. I'm fine with our matchup because, again, 2012 was such a magical year. Our defense was completely exposed in 2019 versus the Titans. It was.
Give two craps about all the total yards. And I know Lamar sure as hell doesn't. Nobody gives a damn about those yards. You put up 12 points on offense. 12! This team hasn't scored under 20 points all season. And you come out here in a playoff game and put up 12 points?
That's true. I don't think we scored under 20 once all season. I don't think we scored under 20 once all season. So for us to not score under 20 once all season, and then in the first playoff game we play, we score under 20, that's crazy. That's just wild. That's actually just wild. I can understand the frustration here by me.
Absolutely embarrassing. With all the critics on you to come out and play like this is just disappointing and disgraceful. And it's such a shame, too, because of all the motivation that was put on this team and what this meant for the city of Baltimore. For it to come crumbling down like this is absolutely pathetic. And even you yourself, when you were having that interview and talking with Steve Smith Sr., you talked about how much this game meant to you and how much the postseason meant to you and how much getting to the Super Bowl would mean to you.
Oh, man, I'm feeling it, man.
It's in your hometown.
I'm feeling this, man.
There's not many Super Bowls that get to be played in Florida. And if you could get to the Super Bowl and play in your hometown in front of a lot of your family and friends, it would mean the world to you. Well, guess what? You disappointed, your team disappointed, you went one and done, and that dream is over.
Okay, I'm making declarations. Wow, I am making declarations here. Woo, I was feeling myself on that whole statement. Thinking back now, I'm just thinking back on it. Part of me feels like I was a bit too harsh here, but the other part of me understands that I put everything on the table. I mean, whether or not it was harsh or not, everything I said was factually correct. There's not a lot of Super Bowls that's going to be played in that place, and he wanted to play in front of his hometown. So for the team to go one and done and disappoint, those dreams got shattered, and this is not a good look. 2019 saw the flaws of Wink Martindale blitz-heavy defense. It would foreshadow the next couple of years of poor defensive situational blown leads. Pretty much true. What do you think is a bigger game, Chiefs versus Dolphins or Rams versus Lions? Rams versus Lions. Because, I mean, with Chiefs and Dolphins, it's a situation where you have Tyreek Hill going back to Kansas City, but that's the only difference. Rams and Lions is literally, first of all, it's going to be the Lions' first ever home playoff game. So that's one that has to be spoken of. Number two, this is a situation where it affects both teams. Because in terms of both teams have something in this, in the aspect of, for the Rams, Jared Goff is, not for the Rams, for the Rams, Matthew Stafford is going back to the city he gave everything he had to for a decade. He's going there. Yeah, first in 30 years. First home playoff game in 30 years that they're playing. Their first home playoff game in 30 years that they're playing. Thank you for the correction. First home playoff game in 30 years. So the atmosphere is going to be crazy. Then Matthew Stafford's playing his old team. The same place, the same city. He spent a decade of his career trying to uplift and get to the playoffs and win a championship. For that to be on the line is so much more. And on the flip side, Jared Goff's going up against his old team. The same franchise that looked at him and said, You're not good enough to help us win. The reason we didn't win the Super Bowl in 2018 is because of you. We need to go get a quarterback that can help us win. They moved off of you to get that guy, and he helped them win a ring. Now, they're coming into your building, and you have a chance to face off against your former team. There's so much more at stake for the Rams and Lions as opposed to the Chiefs and the Dolphins. The Chiefs and the Dolphins is just a grudge match against the Chiefs versus Tyreek Hill. And technically, they had already gotten their revenge in the regular season. So, it's absolutely bigger matchup, Rams and Lions. Absolutely bigger matchup, Rams and Lions.
You got work to do, buddy. You got work to do.
Okay.
The fact that this team cannot come back down from a double-digit deficit is just absolutely embarrassing. If this team's down by 14 points, game over. Turn off your TV. They can't make a comeback. That's how bad this team is.
Okay, I think I'm overreacting here. I would say I'm overreacting here, but at the same time, I don't think the 2019 we've talked about this and we've admitted this. The 2019 team wasn't really built to come back. The way they play football in terms of trying to run the clock down and utilize the design runs, the Ravens' offense wasn't really built to deal with comebacks because if we were forced into a lot of pass situations, our receivers weren't good enough to consistently get open and gain separation. And a lot of times the play calling from Greg Roman never set them up to get easy looks. So Lamar Jackson a lot of times is forced to create something. So I felt that our offense in 2019 wasn't built to come back. But maybe I'm a little bit too harsh here. I don't think this team is trash. I don't think they're garbage, but I was definitely emotional here. Though I will say, again, I agree with the fact that this team's not built to come back from double digits. If we're down 14, I don't think this team is built to come back from that because I don't trust in the play calling that Greg Roman put up there. As you saw, the decision making in this game killed them over and over and over again. So I feel like that was correct. But the aspect about this team being bad and stuff, that's just me overreacting. You know, it's just somebody who's in his feelings right now.
There's a huge weakness in this. If you can score fast on them, you've got them. You can get 14 quick points on them, you've got them. Just run the football, and it's absolutely, it's over. Lamar, you need to take the next step in your evolution as a quarterback. I need you to be better next year. What I want you to do today is head into that locker room, sit on that bench, and wallow in despair.
All right, bro, you're doing too much now.
Then get up, use that despair for motivation and come back better next season. I want to see an entirely new Lamar Jackson from what I saw. And this offense needs to make change.
Okay, so I would say I'm not exactly incorrect in the assessment of Lamar Jackson needing to make improvements as a quarterback. I think we all knew that. And thankfully he did. Otherwise he wouldn't be what he is today. But the aspect of just sitting on the bench and wallowing in shame, that's me wilding. Okay, that's some of these are just pure emotion, which you guys found very comedic, so that's cool. But yeah, the aspect of him just having to massively improve, we knew he needed to improve as a quarterback. And again, we made sure to emphasize that he's only in his second year and this is his first year as a full-time starter. So we expected him to take the next level. Well, thankfully, he has taken the next level, and I love what Lamar Jackson is right now. Because, again, the Lamar Jackson we have today is not the Lamar Jackson we had that night. Lamar has made the proper strides. He has improved as a passer. He has improved as a quarterback. And he's reaching the best possible version of himself. And it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. Which is why a lot of us believe this time they can get the job done.
Because the fact that this offense cannot come back down from a deficit is a huge weakness. Because that's going to hurt us moving forward. It's a huge weakness. So, Lamar, you've got to improve on this passing game, man. You've got to improve.
I agree.
You've got to be able to hit your receivers outside the numbers. You've got to improve and quick. Because, I say when it comes to a quarterback evaluation, it takes 3 to 5 years to know what a quarterback is. And you're still a great quarterback. You're obviously going to be the MVP. You had an amazing season. But, buddy, you got a lot of work to do. If I were you, I'd put that work in, that effort in, and get better as a quarterback.
And he did. Also, I've been saying that for years. Man. I've been saying that for years, okay? It takes 3 to 5 years to evaluate a quarterback. I've been saying that for years. What is the bad decision for the Tennessee Titans? I don't know why they fired Mike Vrabel. I guess they're looking to completely, clean house and start over. That's the only thing I can think of that makes me, believe that they got rid of him for that specific reason. I don't know, but maybe they're just looking to clean house and start over. And they feel they'll do better with a new coach.
What Russell Wilson did to his game and how he improved as well, because he started out running the ball quite a lot, and he wasn't there as a passer.
Which is true.
By year 3, he started to get there as a passer. So
which is true.
Take that same evolution that Russell Wilson did. You got to start running the ball less.
Which he isn't.
Throwing the ball more. You need to start making tighter, more precise throws into tighter coverages.
Which is what he's doing now.
Because there are going to be games like this where they are going to need you to throw this ball 35 times. And you threw this ball, I believe, 52 times. You threw this ball an incredibly amount. It was crazy how many times you threw the ball.
59.
But we were down by 14 pretty much the whole game. And it just got worse and worse and worse. So you just have to keep throwing the football. So, yeah, you need to make that improvement. Because you're going to have games where we need you to throw the ball 35, 40 times. You showed us this season that if you got to throw the ball 25, maybe 30 times, you can win. Now, you need to improve to the point where if you got to throw the ball 35, 40, and even 45 times, because there are games like that when you have to make a comeback and you have to throw the ball 40 to 45 times, you need to show us that you can do it.
Which he has, and he's won games by throwing the ball 35, 40, 45 times. So it's good to see Lamar. I guess I'm giving great advice here. Look at me giving great advice, right? Look at me. I'm just saying, I'm just making great advice here. Just giving them the proper advice. And obviously Lamar Jackson took my advice, and that's why he is what he is today. So obviously I'm the reason for that.
It's up to you to make that improvement. We believe in you. The city of Baltimore believes in you. We've got your back. Just come back next season and make that improvement. You're still the MVP, but you got a long way to go, bruh. Improve on your passing.
I think that, honestly, there was one or two things that I would sit back and say, yeah, I was exaggerating over. But honestly, I feel like that was a good statement by me. And I ended it nicely. I ended it the right way, the way I would always end things off. With the balanced offensive scheme, Jackson doesn't have to do that much often now. Pretty much. But, it's not even just about the balanced offensive scheme. It's just about the freedom. So Lamar Jackson has the freedom to actually do what he can do and actually do his job as a quarterback, which means he can finally take advantage of mismatches that he can, like, legit, he can finally take advantage of mismatches that he sees. For example, the audible that he made, what was it? The audible that he made on the Odell play against Miami. That throw and that pass to Odell where Odell made that catch on the sideline, that was an audible by Lamar Jackson. He saw the mismatch and said, I'm going to try to target Odell there. So he called the audible and then took a chance there, and he threw a perfect pass to Odell Beckham Jr. That's an example of some of the things that Lamar has been doing this season. So obviously, the freedom to be able to do that allows him to not have to do so much. He doesn't have to take off, and now you have games where he's rushing for 100, 150 plus. He doesn't need to do that anymore. Because now he has the freedom to really take a look at the defense, make adjustments, call audibles, find mismatches, and do his job as a quarterback. He has the freedom to do so now. So, Lamar Jackson can preserve himself for the moments where he has to go superhero mode, where he has to go MVP Lamar mode, and just make the special plays. He doesn't have to do it every single time now. Because he has the freedom and ability, and he has weapons that he can utilize that allows him to go do that. So, yeah, he's in a much better place now.
Now, for these receivers, let's get on them.
Okay, receivers time, huh?
Marquise Brown, kudos to you. You are a stud. You did everything in your power to help your boy Lamar out and help this team try to come back and win. Kudos to you. You played an amazing game. So you can leave the room. Seth Roberts, you dropped a very crucial pass early on in the game that if you would have caught, maybe you would have been able to take it in for a touchdown, if not close. It would have been a huge game, and you just flat out dropped it. But you made up for it. I think you made up for it. You had like 2 clutch catches when we needed it. So I'll let you leave the room.
Should he have left the room? Should he have actually left the room? Should he have actually left the room? Because that touchdown could have changed the momentum. Did I just let this man off the hook 4 years ago? I'm just saying, Seth Roberts did make some clutch catches after dropping that pass, so I did give him credit for that, but he dropped what would have been a touchdown. He catches that, he's gone. Nobody's in front of him. That's 6 points. That changes the game. So should he be able to leave the room because he made a couple clutch catches? I don't know, buddy. I don't know. Maybe he should stay in the room. I get he made some plays, but that drop touchdown really hurt, man. It could have changed the game. I don't know if I should say he should be able to leave the room.
No, you gotta make some of these catches, bro. When the team is down like that, you gotta make those catches. So I'll let you leave the room.
Who's leaving the room?
When the team is down, bro. Though you gotta make
yeah.
some of these catches, bro.
Yeah,
when the team is down,
Seth Roberts, yeah. Yeah, Seth Roberts.
So I'll let you leave the room. Hayden Hurts. You didn't get much targets in this game, but you did make a clutch touchdown, so I'll let you leave this room. You kind of did your job. And lastly, Miles Boykin. They don't even use you. They don't even use you as a deep threat. I don't even know what you're doing out there. I feel bad for you personally. They don't even use you in the passing game. Whenever you got a target, it was either deflected, picked off, or you managed to catch the ball. So I'll let you leave the room as well.
That's nasty. He just left the room because he didn't get utilized. It's like, you didn't really do anything. You didn't really do anything. Like, they don't even use you. You don't deserve to be here. Why are you in this room? That's crazy. Question. I love Flacco, but how you think he finna do in the playoffs? We all know how good he is in January. The last time he played the playoffs was 9 years ago against the Patriots, and we were up 14 twice and lost. Well, here's my thing. The last time we've seen Flacco play in the playoffs was 9 years ago, like you said. We've stepped back and said you cannot judge and assess Lamar Jackson based off of how he played 3 years ago in the playoffs. So, with that same mindset, we cannot judge Flacco based off of what he was doing in the early 2010s as a Raven. I'm not going to base this Flacco off of what he was doing in the early 2010s because that was a decade ago. So, in terms of how he'll do in the playoffs, Joe Flacco's going to make some plays for the Browns. Joe Flacco's also going to cause some turnovers. But if the defense can keep it close and Flacco can make sure he doesn't turn the ball over in key situations, they've got a chance to win. If Flacco's turning the ball over in key situations, they're going home. Simple as that. While I do miss Hollywood Brown, the receivers we have now are miles better than what we had back then. Oh yeah, the receiving core as a whole is much better. As great as your rant was, I do hope we don't have that again and the Ravens go the distance. Dude, I'm not even going to make a rant. If the Ravens lose here, I'll make a recap video, but it's not going to be a rant. Which wild card game are you most excited for? Lions and Rams. Lions and Rams. But I ain't gonna lie, man. That was nasty work. Miles Boykin got to leave the room just because they don't utilize him on offense.
But Willie Snead, Miles,
Not Miles.
Willie Snead, Nick Boyle, and specifically Mark Andrews. You three are held accountable for your performances. You understand we had 7 drop passes by our receivers today? 7! And you think you're going to beat the Titans? 7 dropped passes. I don't care what Lamar is doing out there or how limited he is as a passer. If you have 7 dropped passes, Lamar can't do anything about that. You 3 should be ashamed of yourself. Willie Snead, you had a catch that if you would have made that catch, you would have gotten the first down. Mark Andrews on the first drive. If you make that catch, the pick is not there, and this whole game changes because the Ravens will probably go up early and they can continue to play their game. So you, and not to mention, you just kept dropping passes all day, and you couldn't get any separation. I understand you're dealing with that ankle injury.
It was an ankle injury. It was an ankle injury. I was right. It was an ankle injury. I was correct. I'm glad I still remember it. It was an ankle injury for Mark Andrews. It was an ankle injury for Mark Andrews. I was correct. It was an ankle injury for Mark Andrews. I knew it was. So yeah, maybe I'm a bit too harsh on him here. He was dealing with an ankle injury. He couldn't get up. But some of those passes, he should have been able to catch. Some of those catches, he should have been able to catch. I'm just saying.
But if you're out there, bro, I need you to play. You are our number 1 receiver, and you did not show up. You did not show up. You did not play like a number 1 receiver. I'm disappointed in you.
He basically is our number 1 receiver. He's been like that for years.
Catch anything. I mean, you were absolutely disgraceful. You were disgraceful out there. You could catch. You couldn't do anything. Pathetic, just all around. Pathetic. I'm actually disappointed in you. These receivers all should be ashamed of themselves in total. There was some that played good and some that absolutely pissed themselves. But overall, the receiving corps should just be absolutely disgusted in themselves.
All right, bro.
Nobody could do anything except for Marquise Brown, really. So I feel I'm all just disgusted with all of you. You just get out of my face.
Okay, bro. All right. I think I'm wilding out right now. I'm absolutely wilding out. I don't want to watch the whole thing, but I do want to get to that point with the defense because I think I said something about Earl Thomas, and I got to get to that part. But yeah, clearly I was very emotional, and I think I made some good points here. I think I made some good points. I legit feel I made some good points.
The running game, I can't blame any of the running backs. Mark Ingram is injured, so he was dealing with that. He was out there, but he was still dealing with that. So he's a soldier. Gus Edwards and Justice Hill, I can't say anything about them either because we didn't run the ball.
Didn't use them.
We couldn't run the ball that much.
Didn't use them.
It was that bad. Absolutely pathetic. Just absolutely pathetic. Offensive line, you did not do a great job today. Lamar got hit a lot. He got sacked a lot. And again, he got stripped. Once again in the playoffs, he got stripped. He turned the ball over 3 times. 2 interceptions and 1 fumble. His offensive line couldn't block to save his life today. And they disappointed him. You guys were supposed to help him out there. You were supposed to support him. You were supposed to give him time. And early in that game, you guys did not. All of you should be ashamed of yourself.
They got bullied. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the few times that offensive line got bullied.
Because the offensive line as a whole did not hold up in this game. Lamar got hit a lot. He got sacked a lot. And he just didn't have much time to even try to throw the ball down the field. He had to continue scrambling. It looked exactly like last year's playoff game. Once again, the offensive line doesn't show up. Pathetic. And
I think that was fair. They didn't show up in that game. Yeah, I said something about Marlon. I do got to get to the defense. Let me see.
Basically, the offense. This disgraceful mess accumulated 12 points. I don't care how many yards of offense they have. They accumulated 12 points. You deserve to go home if you're going to accumulate 12 points.
That's fair.
Bye.
Bye is crazy. Bye is crazy. Come on, bro. You ain't got to say it like that. You ain't got to say it like that. What do you mean, bye? That's crazy. That's a wild thing to do at the end. Bye. That's wild. What am I on? I was in my feelings when I made this video. I don't remember saying that.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're in trouble with this defense. We're in serious trouble. Because it's time to face the facts. This defense has not been the same since Ed Reed and Ray Lewis have retired.
We got it,
How
bro.
great they
I
are,
knew I was going there.
cannot come up clutch and make crucial stops when you need them to in important games. They can do it in regular season and put up all these impressive numbers and be a top 3 defense, but they gave up 28 points today. 28. They haven't given up more than 20 points since week 5 of the regular season, and they came out there and gave up 28 points to the Tennessee Titans.
Is that true? If that's the case, then yeah, they really don't have an excuse for performing like that. We hadn't given up more than 20 points in the game since week 5? Nah, that's crazy. You think Mark Edges might be coming back? I don't know. You got the next Ed Reed and Geno Stone? I wouldn't say that. If anyone would be close to being the next Ed Reed, it would be Kyle Hamilton. If anyone would be put in that conversation. But I can't say Geno Stone finna be the next Ed Reed. Especially since he don't play like Ed Reed. And he doesn't have the versatility that Ed Reed had in some cases, whereas Kyle Hamilton does. But Kyle Hamilton is just he's legit a switch. Yeah, Pittsburgh week 5 was the last time we had... Wow. Yeah, that defense really ain't got an excuse to give up 28 points then.
You all should be ashamed of yourself as a unit. Once again, Earl Thomas ran his mouth.
There it is.
Just like what happened in Kansas City, Derrick Henry he proved you wrong. You ran your mouth about Patrick Mahomes. We're going to stop those big plays. You didn't stop a damn thing. You're going to talk about, now you over here talking about Derrick Henry. And, oh, man, the Patriots didn't seem like they wanted to tackle him. But we're going to make sure we close that out. You didn't close a damn thing. To get over 200 yards rushing. And let's not even forget that he had over 200 yards of rushing. He made you look like a fool.
There it is.
Both in the run game and in the pass game.
I remembered both.
Because they ran a trick play with this guy. And you got beat for a touchdown. Derrick Henry threw a touchdown. And I can't wait for the memes where it's like Derrick Henry's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. He can run the ball better and pass the ball better. We're already going to get those memes, so let's get them out the way.
Did we get those memes? I feel like we did, but I don't remember it. Oh, the volume's a bit low. Oh, yeah, I accidentally turned the volume low on this, so...
You, specifically earlier?
There we go, that should be better. But, legit, did we get those memes? I don't think we got it. I don't think anyone was saying Derrick Henry... I think at this point, I'm already unraveling. I'm already, like, losing my mind. I'm unraveling, so, like, I'm just gone. I'm just gone. Like, I can tell I'm just gone at this point.
Thomas, you ran your mouth. So congratulations. I'm holding you accountable for this the most. Marlon Humphrey. You came in with this whole Kill Bill outfit, but the only thing that got killed was you. You died. On that.
I'm done. What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me, bro? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? Why would I say that? What is wrong with me? What is wrong with me? What is wrong? I did not say that. I did not say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. This is wrong. What's wrong with me? Why would I say that? Oh, I am gone. I'm lost. I knew I was saying some wild stuff, man. I knew I was saying some wild stuff. I didn't even... Why would I say that? Why would I say that? That's crazy, man. That's crazy. I still remember. I had some legendary rants, though. I've had some legendary rants in the gulag. I'm pretty sure I remember the Monday night debacle when we got blown out. We got beat by the Chiefs, and I call this fake... What do I call this? Fake diamonds or something like that? I remember we've had... Nah, that's crazy. I'm sorry, bro. I don't know why I said that.
What was it? A 50-yard touchdown that Tannehill threw to his receiver. You got beat so bad. I felt bad for you personally. That receiver faked the outside, cut it back to the middle, and made you look like a fool. You were stumbling. You were looking around for help. Absolutely pathetic. This defense didn't get a single turnover on this Tennessee team.
That's true.
They couldn't stop Derrick Henry. They couldn't stop Ryan Tannehill from even running the ball.
That's true.
How sad they were.
That's true. Tannehill kept running the ball.
Absolutely disgraceful. You held them to 14 points, and then you gave up another 14 points.
Interesting.
28 points in total this defense gave up. Over 200 yards rushing.
True. And
you
true.
all should be ashamed of yourselves. Hang your head in shame because all of you absolutely pissed yourselves today. just disgusting. When the defense needed to make a stop, they giving up big runs to Henry. They can't stop him. And I understand Henry's a beast, but you guys, especially Earl Thomas, is running his mouth about how they're going to stop and contain him. You didn't contain a single thing. You didn't contain a damn thing. Derrick Henry treated you guys like you were his children.
Yeah,
It wasn't even freaking, well, he doesn't have children. He treated you guys like children. See, I can't think right now. I'm too angry at this team. But he treated you guys like you were children, just ran all over you. It was
oh my God. Oh my God. The Heat did what? Really? They extended expulsion for an 8. Really? Well, smart move. You know, you got the best coach in basketball. Make sure he doesn't leave. Let me check Twitter for a second before I address that situation. Let me check real quick. Yep, I see it. Eric Spoelstra and the Miami Heat agreed to an 8-year, 120. Thank God, we keep the best coach in basketball. Keep the best coach in basketball, man. All right, so that was a good thing. But disclaimer on this old video. I don't even remember putting that. I legit don't remember putting that. The disclaimer, I don't remember putting that. Maybe, I'm pretty sure I did, but I have no recollection of putting that. But yeah, that aspect of the Derrick Henry treating the defense like his children, oh my God. You don't know how many comments I got. You don't know how many comments I got of that, man. That was sickening. That was absolutely sickening, man. That was the most talked about.
Bears, I feel bad watching the game.
Oh my
how
God.
Badly you guys sucked at covering Henry. It's just pathetic. Breaking runs after run, long run after long run after long run.
Woo!
God, you guys suck today.
Damn.
Oh, man, you suck today. I don't even know how many other people I want to call out. Jimmy Smith, I didn't hear nothing from you today. But then again, as a whole, this unit sucked. You
Okay.
did anything wrong?
I got.
You defend.
I think I was just going. Let me see if I talked
stuff
about
they
the
were
question.
getting penalized for.
I gotta see.
The hell's with all these penalties?
Oh.
Penalty after
Okay.
so undisciplined. I couldn't believe.
Okay,
You
this-
get flagged for that.
This gotta be
You got
about the
a
coach.
stupid penalty for no reason. You let the ball go in the end zone and then you proceed to block one of the defenders for no reason. You get flagged for that. What were you doing today? What were you thinking today? Oh yeah, that's another thing. This team was so undisciplined, I couldn't believe it. A team that has been so disciplined the whole season
True.
came out here and played some of the most undisciplined football I've seen this season. It was so bad. Penalty after penalty after penalty. Offensive penalties, defensive penalties, special teams penalties. The hell's with all these penalties?
That is
What's wrong
true.
with you guys?
They couldn't
And
stop.
it's the dumbest stuff possible. I couldn't believe the stupid stuff they were getting penalized for. Where's the discipline on this team? What happened? What were you guys doing in the bye week?
Relaxing.
God.
Relaxing. They were doing a lot of relaxing in the bye week, man. They did not practice a lot. What's going on, Legendary? Appreciate you stopping by. My Twitter's the same name as my as my YouTube channel. I love playoff games. You can visibly see the players breathe because of how cold it is. On purpose, you can see the players' breath because of how cold it is. Man, this video, I can feel this, man.
Hey. Teams just embarrass themselves in general. Just so pathetic and sad. It makes Raven fans want to cry. But they're not even surprised anymore.
That's
This
true.
franchise finds new ways to disappoint. They don't disappoint you in the regular season. They'll find a way to do it in the postseason. Last year was the wild card. This year was the divisional. Who knows? Next year we'll get to the AFC Championship game and get blown out by. Let me just come up with a random team right now. Denver. Yeah, Denver will somehow get to the AFC Championship game next year. Baltimore will be there, and they'll somehow get blown out because
If that would have happened, y'all would have got a video beyond videos. If that would have happened, can you guys please beat the 49ers again? We don't play the 49ers. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, I just threw a random team up because I'm like, that's just the thing. I knew I was pissed when I said that. I'm so glad that didn't happen. Can you imagine if Denver would have been in the AFC title game and Baltimore was like going to Denver? I would have remembered this video and I would have been sweating bullets because I'd have been sitting there a year later if we got blown out. I'd have been like, I was kidding. Why would you? It would have been nasty. But I'm glad that didn't happen.
That's such a Baltimore thing to do, and that's.
Okay.
Then again, I don't even know if I can blame him.
There's
because,
one
again,
thing I gotta
your
talk
defense
about.
didn't. You knew what Derrick Henry was.
Okay.
And who knows? Maybe the Ravens should have just continued to play their game. Maybe they should have held on to the football, which they obviously couldn't do today. I don't know what Greg Roman really could have done to scheme up a better game plan. The players just played like absolute garbage. I don't even know if I could blame him for that. Wink Martindale, I could blame you for that because your defense didn't. You knew what Derrick Henry was, and they couldn't stop the run. They could not stop the run. And I get he's a beast, but you got to come up with some sort of scheme to contain him. Then again, I don't even know if I can blame him because, again, the players are the ones that went out there and played like trash. They're the ones that sucked.
Did I give the coaches a pass? I might have given the coaches a pass here.
And got punched in the face. So what, can I really blame Wink Martindale for whatever scheme he came up with? He couldn't stop Henry. Nobody could stop that guy. We knew that. But you could have at least stopped Ryan Tannehill. I said coming into this game, Derrick Henry's going to run off. What the Ravens needed to do was stop Ryan Tannehill. And I said the same thing for the Titans.
Okay.
Derrick Henry's going to do whatever he wants. But Ryan Tannehill needs to show up and get you at least 2 touchdown passes. He's got to show up and beat this secondary. And by golly, did he do that. He beat this secondary. I got to congratulate the Titans because I've been so busy in negativity that I actually forgot to do that.
That is true. I did say coming into the game, legit, are you excited to see the Ravens in the Super no, the Ravens aren't in the Super Bowl. I'm not just fasting forward. The Ravens right now are in a bye week, and they're awaiting their opponent for the division round. So, no, the Ravens aren't in the Super Bowl. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you're from the future, but presently the Ravens are in the bye week waiting to see how the wild card matchups go.
Beginning of the video. Congrats to the Titans. Good luck in the AFC Championship.
I'm not here to get... by the way, I keep telling you, no matter how pissed off I am, I always show sportsmanship. But I'm not here to listen to that part.
I talked about Wink. I talked about Roman. I don't even know if I could probably blame them because, again, it's just like the players played so bad. I don't even think you could have came up with a scheme to help really get them back in the game.
I was completely wrong about my assessments. I gave the coaches a pass because the players played so terribly. But the coaches did make adjustments, and the decision-making was very questionable. And I probably should have called that out. But at this point, I was so pissed off at the players playing so bad.
Hardball and the head coach because your team was undisciplined today.
Okay,
they turned the ball over. They looked like a jumbled mess. They didn't even look like they came ready to play. That's how bad they were. It was so pathetic. From the first drive where Mark Andrews just dropped that pass and he gets picked off, I was like, this is going to be a long game. It was going to be a long game, and I knew it was going to be a long game.
And it was.
It ended up being a long game. Absolutely.
So, yeah, pretty much anything else is probably just talking about
the season. I can't wait to see Lamar in the Pro Bowl if there's a positive. But just get ready, move on. Next season, hopefully Lamar makes those improvements and becomes a way better passer now than he is, because I believe he's a good passer. He's not a great passer. He's not an elite passer. He is a good passer, a very solid passer, but he's not an elite passer.
And now he's improved to be a really good to great passer. Honestly, if you look at how he's passed the ball this year, you can't tell me he hasn't been a great passer this year. I may complete 67% of his passes this year. You cannot tell me he wasn't a great passer. And if you look at the type of throws he was making and how he was really reading and just dissecting defenses, nah, you can't tell me he's not a great passer at this point. It's the best version of Lamar we've seen. And you could tell he knows what he's doing. So yeah, it was it was a lot that went into this playoff game. Like, it was a lot that went into this playoff game. Too hard to believe the Panthers almost hired Greg Roman as their head coach for the 2020 season. I would have loved that. Many of us would have loved if that would have happened. You sent me something on Twitter. I'll go to look on Twitter to see something here. That's wild. Who are they going to fire that on, though? Who's going to get shot? Legit, who would be the aspect that you would talk about here? But yeah, this was man, this was a game. This was a game that left us all with a lot of emotions. So you aren't pumped for the Ravens in the Super Bowl? No, because the Ravens aren't in the Super Bowl. They're in they have the number one seed with the first round bye, awaiting their matchup in the divisional round. Unless you're playing Madden, the Ravens are not in the Super Bowl today. I might say it's hard to believe the Panthers almost hired Greg Roman as a head. It's not hard to believe. People wanted Greg Roman after that 2019 season. What's it called? The belief around Lamar, the belief around the media involving Lamar Jackson was that he was a running back or he was a wide receiver that couldn't throw. So he's a running back or he's a wide receiver and he can't throw. So they felt that Greg Roman did miracles with him. So that's why they wanted him. And then they found out that he's not all that. And now they're seeing Todd Monken and what he's doing and how Lamar has improved. And all of a sudden they want to take Todd Monken. Because there's still people that doubt Lamar Jackson. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was definitely definitely one of the more depressing times, man. Definitely, absolutely one of the more depressing times. I'm saying because everyone says they're making the Super Bowl. Just because people are saying the Ravens are making the Super Bowl does not mean the Ravens are making the Super Bowl. They have to get the job done. So, no. Ravens will probably lose in 2 weeks. I don't believe they will, but we'll have to wait and see. If this team hasn't actually learned from 2019, that's on them. If they actually haven't improved and gotten better from that since then, it's on them. But I believe they're going to win that game. But yeah, it was such an interesting time in 2019, man. Just such a crazy time, man. You could just tell that 2019 divisional loss was tough. I did get some love from some Steeler fans, man. Some Ravens fans came here. Yeah, the treated y'all like you was children is crazy, man. Did get some love from some Titans fans, some Steeler fans, some Niners fans. So there was some love. I don't think there was a lot of actual venom in this. So I actually got a lot of love from you guys. So that was actually pretty cool. But yeah, it was definitely a dark time. It was definitely a dark time when the Ravens lost that game. It was absolutely a dark time. It was absolutely a dark time. But no, that is to say that, with dark times come turnarounds, and with dark times come dark struggles, and some hard struggles that is going to test your mind. But you can't let those dark times and those hard struggles ultimately define you. So everyone's got a legacy to write. The Ravens have a legacy to write. 2019 was a dark time in this team's history, and that loss was a very, very tough situation, man. But everyone has the ability to write their own legacy and impact their own legacy however they want to do so. But it's up to you to go out there and perform. And if you don't perform, people are going to crucify you. If you do perform, people will give you your credit. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to go out there and do what you got to do. As for the Ravens and Lamar Jackson, the doubt's not going to go away until you can win the Super Bowl. There'll be people that doubt that you can get there. There'll be people that doubt you can get it done. They'll sit back and say Lamar can't get it done. And they'll keep saying he can't do this and he can't do that until he gets it done. The good news is Lamar Jackson just seems to be the type of guy that if you say he can't do something, he'll prove he can. And so far throughout his career, he has showcased he can do it. And he can do this, and he can do that, and he can do this. The only thing he has not showcased that he can do is win a Super Bowl. And the only way for him to do that is by winning in the playoffs consistently and getting to the Super Bowl. But, it's nothing different. So the whole aspect of doubt on Lamar Jackson is nothing different. Every all-time great player, every legend has had moments like this where people doubted whether or not they can do it. They doubted whether or not they'd be able to pull it off. At the end of the day, you go out there and define your legacy. That noise doesn't mean anything. They'll love you when you win. They'll hate you when you lose. They'll praise you when you win. They'll criticize you when you lose. It's as simple as that. So Lamar Jackson, knowing what's at stake, knowing he has the opportunity to potentially take this team to a Super Bowl and win a championship, knowing this is his best chance to win a championship since 2019, I would hope that he wouldn't want to waste this opportunity. And I hope that he would get his teammates to have that mindset of not wasting this opportunity and taking this seriously and making sure everybody is doing their job. And we come out here with a business mentality to handle business at home and to keep moving forward until we can get to the Super Bowl and hopefully hoist that Lombardi trophy. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. The doubt's going to be there for the Ravens, but it's up to them to get it done. They get it done. No one has anything to say about them. Lamar gets it done. You can't criticize him. So it just comes down to getting the job done, man. But yeah, we'll see what happens in 2 weeks. Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens in 2 weeks. Ravens blow out the Cowboys in Madden to win the Super Bowl. I doubt the Cowboys are making the Super Bowl, but I'll be shocked if they do. Hey, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. The only obstacle in the path are the other AFC teams. Well, true. I mean, it's the playoffs, so that's usually how it is. Jim won, so that means that John will win as well. That's not how it works. I still doubt Lamar. He can't. You feel free to doubt him. He's been doubted his whole career. So feel free to doubt him. And it's perfectly fine if you want to doubt him and the team. And until they prove it, people aren't going to give them the credit. So, just go out there and do your job. The more you doubt Lamar, the more he'll do it. That's just the mindset, man. That's just the mindset. The doubt will be there until you can get it done. The offense is better this season than 2019 in terms of who's throwing the ball or who he's throwing the ball to. I mean, there's several aspects of 2023 that's just better than 2019. At the end of the day, they just got to go out there and get the job done. If they can get it done, they advance. If they can't, they go home in utter disappointment and shame. You think we'll face the Steelers in the division round? I don't know who we're going to face, and I don't care who we're going to face. At the end of the day, get the job done. But yeah, guys, I'm going to end it here. This was well past 2 hours because we had originally started with the first one, which was already like a half hour plus in before I got sniped, and then I made this one. And now we're about 2 hours in. So I'm going to end it here. Another interesting stream to discuss and talk about. Really just reliving that loss. It really was just done here so we can move on. So we aren't going to assume the Ravens are already in the Super Bowl then? Hell no. Why would you make an assumption a team that's not in the Super Bowl is in the Super Bowl? Why would you make an assumption like that? At the end of the day, that's not how football works. It's not how sports works in general. You don't just assume some team's going to the Super Bowl or going to the finals because, this team's been doing great in the regular season. No, that's not the assumption you make. Do you have Peacock? I'm pretty sure I do not have Peacock. I'll find a way to watch the game, but I don't know if I'm going to live stream that game. They have the number 1 seed. Okay, I'm not wasting my time with this. I'm not. Yeah, sure. They're going to the Super Bowl, guaranteed, 100%. I'm way too tired after being here for about 3 hours and actually having to go through that. I'm actually very exhausted of having to go through that whole aspect of reliving that. That was very nasty. So, yeah, sure. They're going to the Super Bowl, guaranteed. Whatever. I'm going to end it here, guys. I'm going to end it here. We'll be back. Don't know if I'm going to do another stream before the playoff game between the Browns and the Texans. But I do have to make my prediction videos this week. So I'll be sure to do so. I'll be sure to do so this week, man. I'll absolutely be sure to do so. But, other than that, we relived the pain of 2019. We talked about what ultimately went wrong in that game and what cost us down the stretch. Now, we've relived it, we've seen it, we accept it, that happened. It's time to learn from it and move on. It's 2023. It's time to accept it and move on. It's not 2023, it's now 2024. You have a job to do. Defend home field. Win the game in the divisional round. Win your game in the AFC title game. Get to the Super Bowl. Match up with whoever you got to match up with. Get the job done, win the Super Bowl, and we can all celebrate. Anything less than that will be seen as a complete and utter failure. The ball's in your court. Playoffs start in less than 5 days. So, we'll see what happens. For the Ravens, you got less than 2 weeks to get yourselves prepared. You better be ready. They're going to practice today. Not today, tomorrow, because this is 9:41, so they still got time. It's not 12 o'clock yet. They're going to practice tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday in preparation. And then, obviously, they'll do their normal practices next week once they know who their opponent is. Baltimore, you have the best possible opportunity to get to Super Bowl and win the championship. You've got the best possible chance to do so. Don't waste this opportunity. Everybody, stay focused. Remember what you're fighting for. Stay locked in. When you go out there and play, get the job done. Move on to the next round. Get yourself to the Super Bowl, win the championship, and everybody can celebrate. The ball's in your court. You have all the talent in the world to be able to get this done. It's up to you to maximize that talent and do what you need to do in order to get yourself to the big dance and hopefully hoist the Lombardi Trophy. Ball's in your court, Ravens. We'll see what you do. With that being said, guys, I appreciate you tuning in and stopping by. Thank you so much for watching, and I am tired, man. That took a lot out of me. I did not want to relive that. Again, I had not watched that video, bro. I had not watched that video. They're going to lose, no doubt. Great, man. Yeah, sure, man, whatever. Anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here. Appreciate you guys stopping by. With that being said, that's all I've got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace out.